Hello everybody, that my computer's way too loud. 1 second. And that, my friends, is what you call a quiet monitor. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Electrotech. This build is basically a thing that, does a thing, no. When you hit a button, it gives one output, you hit it again, it gives you another output, you hit it again, it gives you another output in a loop. I'll explain more once I actually finish it, because as you see, all the materials you need are here. You will need the following: 4 wood detectors, 2 firework launchers, 1 input, 4 outputs, and 1 signal sustain set to midway. You will also need 6 wires, 4 hatches, a lot of wood, and some conveyors, 4 straight conveyors, and 4 turn conveyors. Okay, so once you've gathered up all the materials, all you want to do is start with your conveyors. You're going to place 1 conveyor like so. Another conveyor, 1 stud away from the last conveyor, or 4 studs actually. And if you don't know what 4 studs is, you can just take your straight conveyor and place it in between those 2 conveyors. Anyways, you're just going to continue this pattern, making sure that the conveyor toggles are all facing the outside. And then once your conveyors look like that, you just want to take a tile, and you can make your tile by taking some of your wood that I told you to get and just putting it into a tile blueprint. Anyways, you're just going to place a tile blueprint somewhere in the middle here, just so that fills up the empty space in between. Okay, next step. You're going to grab each of your wood detectors, and you're going to place each one like so. So the first one is going to be 1 stud over like that. You're going to then rotate it by 1 and place it like that, so it's also 1 stud over. And you just keep rotating it like so and placing them in. And then once they're all placed in, you can just take your little pieces of wood from the big piece of wood that I told you to get, and just put each piece of wood inside one of the wood detectors. Anyways, from there you're just going to take your firework launchers, turn them so that they're on their side like so, and place 1 of them on this side, and then rotate it twice and place it on this side. So right now you should have something that looks like this. Anyways, the next step is to do with your hatches. So grab a hatch and rotate it like so, like this. And then you're going to place your hatch somewhere in the middle here, so that if you have a piece of wood, the big piece of wood I told you to get, it could not possibly get through if this hatch is closed. You also want to make sure that the hatch is placed after the wood detector like so that if your piece of wood is right up against the hatch, you should get an output from that wood detector. Anyways, once all your hatches are like so, all you want to do now is take this large floor here and place it in the middle of all the hatches. And it might be hard to place it, so you might have to grab yourself a couple extra blueprints, and make sure that these extra blueprints do not touch your pieces of wood, or else you know what will happen. Anyways, as you see, this large floor is placed in the middle of all 4 of the hatches. Anyways, all you're going to want to do now is grab your neon wires, and these are your outputs, by the way. You can have your output to be whatever you'd like, but you're simply going to connect each neon wire to each of those sections in the wood detectors. And then you can just bring your wires up here and bring them to the center just so that you can tell. And to test that it works, just put your piece of wood there. And if it works, you'll get an output from the neon. If it doesn't work, then I need to rewire it. There. Anyways, once that's on, you can just move your piece of wood over to the next hatch and grab your next neon wire and do the same process. Anyways, once you've made to the point where all your neons or your outputs are hooked up to all of your signal or your wood detectors, like so, all you're going to want to do is add your input, and I'd suggest having it on top. It doesn't matter where it is. And if it is a button input, there's a cool little trick that you can do. So if you turn your button like so, like that, and then you take your signal sustain and rotate it like that, and then place it, this button will actually turn on the signal sustain without an extra wire. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, you just want to hook up your signal sustain, set it to about halfway, it doesn't really matter where, and then it's all up to the wiring up of the hatches. Anyways, once you've hooked up your wires to all the 4 hatches, you should have 2 remaining. And with one of those wires, you're just going to go from your last hatch here into your firework launcher. And now you should actually be done with your whole system. You can give it a test by simply pushing the button. And if everything is correct, you should see that your output that's on turns off, and then a new output turns on. And then if you were to just hit the button again, you'd see that output turns off and this new output turns on. And yeah, basically the system just cycles between outputs. Really quite simple. The only issue is that it uses up fireworks, but I mean, they're pretty cheap, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, basically see how I've cycled through all of the cycles, and now I've made it back to where I was before, the green here. So it's just a pretty cool system for like if you had a vending machine and you wanted to cycle through and select what thing you wanted, or if you had like a truck spawner and you could cycle through and then hit another button to confirm. There's a lot of cool uses for this. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Electro Tech. I will be making a new series called Myth Busting coming up on Thursdays in like a couple weeks from now. I'll keep you in tune with that, but this video is kind of rushed. I'm sorry about that, but this is it for me, Electro. If you have any questions, comment down below. Goodbye.